Do the wiggle wiggle, beat the wiggle wiggle, do the wiggle 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 wiggle. Hi everybody, Wiggle Man's here, and today on the Liv Morgan or Bust Baby channel, I just wanna talk about my take on yesterday's match between between Goldberg on his last match against Gunther, the ring general, who's the world heavyweight champion. You know, because everybody was gunning for Gunther on his last match. You know, and you know something, he didn't win the match. He lost the match. You know, to Gunther. Gunther proved that he's the better man when he out wrestled Goldberg, with that sleeper hold. You know, Goldberg almost had him with a spear and jackhammer, but Gunther kicked out. Gunther was smart. He was smart for a champion. You know, he's been a veteran, and he has held many titles during his fortunate career. But Goldberg, on the other hand, and you know, mm, he was he was a former football player. You're at best. He used to play for the Atlanta Falcons, Falcons, the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Carolina Panthers before retiring because of nagging injuries. And then a while later, after he retired from the National Football League, Gunther there there knew how big he was and strong that he would would do other things with with the strength of his body, and that's why he decided to give a give a go in professional wrestling. And he graduated from WCW's power plant, and he humbled both the laughing man Hugh Morris, who we now known as Bill the Mott, on his debut on WCW Nitro. You know, and also, and the rest was history. He was undefeated. That dude is undefeated. You know, he even gave Steve Mongo McMichael a run for his money. You know, and then he kept on defeating. He chose his opponents. He defeated them all, and he took names. And then as a result, he had a shot at the United States title. You know, he wanted to challenge the winner of the Diamond Dallas Page Raven match. In WCW, and moments after Raven and captured the title from DDP in one of his Ravens rules no disqualification matches, and you know he would challenge Goldberg in that same style of match. But Raven came too close, but no cigar, because Goldberg hit that spear on Raven before, or pinning the former ECW legend with a jackhammer, and was the new United States champion. And then his attention was to the New World Order, and he took on the challenge of Scott Hall. He defeated him on that. Remember Scott Hall, the late Scott Hall, God bless his soul. He used to compete in WWE as the bad guy, Razor Ramon. Oi, my chico, go. Razor Ramon is going to carve. Yeah, I remember that dude. I love that dude. When he did Razor Ramon, the bad guy. you know. and and DDP, on the other hand, you know, it's me. It's me. It's DDP, the master of the diamond cutter. You know, the master of the diamond cutter. You know, bang. Yeah, and he was a world champion at his best. And now, nowadays, he he teaches yoga to you know, to several people that's problem that had problem with drugs and alcohol and everything. And you know something, the bottom line, is I met DDP one time in 2002 at the WWE's themed restaurant, The World, in Times Square, when he announced his retirement. Moments after losing the WWE European title at that time when it was known as the World Wrestling Federation before losing seeing the court case with that other WWF, the Wildlife Fund for Nature, and then they renamed themselves the World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE for short. You know. Well, speaking of yoga exercises, I haven't been doing yoga exercises for you know in years. You know, but it's kind of easy. But I remember when I watched NBC Saturday morning with the Flintstones comedy The Hour when Fred and Barney they tried the yoga exercises and their feet and their feet and legs were stuck together. And that ain't the first time they done it together. But Fred was doing the yoga exercises when he was doing that when he used to do those cocoa and fruity pebbles commercials at that time. He, while Fred was doing the yoga exercises, while Barney would gobble up and munch up his Fred's cocoa pebbles. And then Fred knew it all along. He'd been tricked by Barney, like he got tricked by Barney so many times, getting screwed over his breakfast. And then well, I guess I'll try the yoga exercises. It's very easy. Well, anyway, let's get back to this. Goldberg. You know, he got the challenge of he got a challenge of Hulk Hogan when he was known as Hollywood Hogan, you know, the leader of WCW. You know, and and at the time, um, and at the time, you know, Goldberg challenged Hogan into a match at uh, at Monday Nitro, WCW Monday Nitro, and and he was undefeated at the time. Hogan didn't stand a chance, but I hate to say it, but anyway, Hulk Hogan's been is still my favorite, but I don't like it when he supports Trump. You know, I don't like when he supports Trump, but I do wish him good luck on his real American beer business. You know, so Goldberg pinned Hogan again to win his first world title in WCW, and he continued to be undefeated, did successfully defending the WCW title. He teamed with fellow ball star Kevin Green, the late Kevin Green, in a tag team match against Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig and the Big Show Paul White when he was known as the Giant. and he won a battle royal in in at Hog Wild '98, and then he had to take on big sexy Kevin Nash at Starcade '98. That's on his birthday day, December 27th. But and that's when Kevin Nash ended Goldberg's undefeated streak. When he hit the jackhammer power bomb that he used when he used to be Diesel, Big Daddy Cool Diesel in the WWE, and pinned him 1, 2, 3, and Goldberg lost the belt. Only for Goldberg, no, or should I say Nash rather, would lose the belt back to Hulk Hogan again via a finger poke to Nash's chest and pinned him 1, 2, 3, which led to the NWO Hollywood and Wolfpack factions to become the Wolfpack, and and then and Goldberg was lost on the shuffle, but he didn't win any more world titles, those those you know till that time when he was with WWE, you know you know. So Goldberg was active up until WCW got purchased by WWE, right after Time Warner was bought out by American Online and that because of AOL's decision to do away with professional wrestling because they have nothing to do with it and they don't understand what the concepts of professional wrestling. They don't even know what what it what it means, you know. And then Goldberg would come back, would return to the ring, but this time in the WWE ring, he defeated the likes of Rodney Mack and Chris Jericho. Oh, and then he got a shot at the world heavyweight title, which is on the waist of Triple H when he was a member of the Evolution faction with Ric Flair and Randy Orton and Dave Bautista, the Animal. No more. But it was not till I think Unforgiven will Goldberg would win another world title. So and then he would hold on to the belt through to the end in the 2003 when Triple H got the belt back, and then his Evolution faction has all of the titles. Those Ric Flair and Dave Bautista were the World Tag Team Champions. They captured the belts from the Dudley Boys early in the evening. Then Randy Orton captured the Intercontinental title. So I think was it from Rob Van Dam, RVD, and then Triple H would capture another world title by Goldberg in a match involving Kane, The Undertaker's